My. How quickly this new light wave, influx 2.0 has started to form. How quickly has it started to form? Hey, the good news is, if you were with us on the new light wave influx, the first round, your nervous system is ready. I know you're feeling like your nervous system's all crackly, but it's ready. We're going to talk about it today, right? So much is happening in all of creation. I've got Yeshua, I've got Tobias, I've got myself, the facet of myself that I call Sarah. Oh my goodness. I have a few notes, but I also have it all pouring in. This channel is pouring in. So, oh, wow. Just feel it. Feel this new light wave influx, right? This new light wave influx is the delivery mechanism for new energy, infinite energy, non-dual energy to descend upon Earth. And anywhere you have dual parts are going to feel it, especially if you're in a dualistic nervous system, one that goes from active to rest, right? Whew, it's really gonna knock you sideways. And we're gonna talk about why that is today. So, new format. I kind of want to develop a rhythm. You know, everything I do, I create in a pulse, in a rhythm, right? It cannot be dictated by some kind of bullet point business plan, right? We're working on a rhythm and widening rings of being. So I'm going to talk for about 5-10 minutes. I'll talk about some human stuff, whatever else, just to get the energies kind of aligned here. And then I will give the channel. And then St. G has requested at the end of every channel, I give him 5 minutes. He has very specific advice for sophisticated beings. And we did it in our first donor channel. So the donor channels are private link videos that go out around the 10th of every month. We did our first one last month. You'll get the next one around January 10th. I've already got it done. I wear white in those videos. It's a Morya specific channel showing you the GWB's secrets for abundance, right? Abundance. And abundance happens in the nervous system. Without the capacity for abundance in the nervous system, you will always be stewing in the brokenness, and not just money, but in all forms. These flowers today, these beautiful roses, are from Keiko. I've had 2 surgeries in 2 months, and my body heals really, really quick. So the surgery is not the problem, and it's just from a lack of boundaries in my previous life, and I'm just cleaning it up. It's not a big deal. But the anesthesia, wow, just knocks me sideways. You know, I live with a very clear mind, and I live with a very clear, clean connection to my body and my third nervous system, the non-dual nervous system. But when I came out of the anesthesia, which was days ago, it's still me putting myself back in alignment. But you know, a master wastes nothing. You guys know that no matter what comes up in my life, I stare at it, I own it, I take 100% responsibility for it, and I say, how am I going to use this? This may look like a pile of poo to someone else, but to me it looks like energy. I do the same thing when you guys throw negative energy at my way. You wish me well, ill will, you're jealous, you're whatever. You can't believe that I get to come on here. Anybody can come on here. It's a democracy, technology. But when the people throw junk at me, I turn that shit into gold. Every time you throw negativity my way, it fills up my fucking bank account. Come on, man. Bring it. So I was like, well, how am I going to use this? And I was talking to Keiko, who just created a beautiful interview series. She interviewed 10 or 11 of you and made this beautiful video. I put it up a couple days ago. Please go watch it. It is the faces of the new energy, the people who attend our events in person, who've attended our events online, who've done the work. Guys, you are so prepared. You know, some people sign up for a marathon, like a race, a running race, and then they don't train for it. What happens on race day? What happens on race day? They can't finish the marathon. You guys have been training for this with Katumi, with me, with Morya, with St. G, with yourself. First and foremost, you have been training for what's happening on Earth and this descent of new energy for what, 10 years with me? Some of you, 10 years. You are going to be able to run this marathon that we're about to go through without breaking a sweat. People who didn't do the work, who were too busy arguing with what people should do or shouldn't do, who a master is and who's not, who deserves to have a platform and who doesn't. You think this marathon's gonna be easy for you? You're gonna be bowled over, gasping for breath. So I love that. I love that analogy. Tobias has been showing it to me. He's like, because when all the energy was coming in to record this, he's like, you have been training for this for lifetimes. And he's not just talking to me, he's talking to you. Those of you who stayed in your purity of heart, no matter what was happening around you, who went high when everybody else went low, who backed away silently when you were no longer being heard in the other places, when they were all duking it out for who's gonna have that microphone on stage, you just said, you know what, I'm out of here. This is your time. This is our time. We are creating something entirely new. But I was like, I'm gonna use this. I am going to use this having to get knocked out. They would not let me stay awake. I'm like, I can handle pain, let me stay awake. They would not let me. And they wouldn't let me take a taxi home from the friggin' hospital. I do not like asking people for help. I do not feel sorry for myself. I do everything alone. I have since I moved out of my house at the age of 17. You know, they would not let me take a taxi home from the hospital. I had to call a friend. She was like, oh, I'll come pick you up. I spent the night at her house. We had a good time. Her son is really, really into David Bowie, so you know, we had a long discussion. Anyhow, I'm gonna use it. So what I used this anesthesia for, I was like, okay, when I'm under, I'm going to embody greater amounts, greater quantities of my I am consciousness, right? I'm gonna create an imprint around me, these funnels, these passageways, when I'm knocked out to allow more of my I am consciousness to come in. I definitely feel the effects of that. But the other shit to gold moment in it is it gave me some compassion for some of you. Because I do not have a disconnect between mind, body, and spirit anymore, I forget what it's like to have a foggy brain. I forget what it's like not to have a direct connection to this infinite well heart. Right? And it made me realize, no wonder you guys are having a tough time. If your mind is foggy and you don't have this mind-body connection and you're scrolling on your phone or talking to your bot all day, when you're doing that, you don't have any connection to your body. There needs to be a way to get your consciousness, a vehicle for the consciousness to descend into the body. One of the clients we've been working with the longest on her final master's program call that we did, she was like, I finally get it. I really get it. The descension of consciousness into this physical form is where it's at. It clicked for her. She had tangible, tasteable evidence. And that's what I want for each and every one of you. Whether you do the deeper dives, you come to our donor videos, you come to our events, or you just kind of breeze by here. I wish for you to have this experience of your full I am that I am consciousness descending into this physical form. It's something that we're going to talk about with Tobias today. Keiko, thank you for the flowers and thank you for the surprise video. I had nothing to do with it. I'm deeply touched. If I ever don't feel loved, I will go watch that video. I love you all so much. When I go to the events, you know, we stay in hotels or whatever, there's an elevator. I cry the whole way. I cry tears of love, joy, happiness, oozing Yeshua love, the whole elevator ride down. Then I pull myself together, check myself in the mirror of the elevator, get out, teach the workshop, get all the way I do. I get back on the elevator. On the way up, I just start puddling. I have so much love in my heart. So much love in my heart. And I thought for a real long time that meant I had to be a doormat. And that's not what's happening in the new energy era. It's like a fierce protectiveness of my softness, of your softness, and of this heart space that is just oozing. So that was the first 10 minutes to kind of get you warmed up. Let's do the Tobias stuff. It's Tobias, Yeshua, myself, mainly Tobias. He really wants to talk to the temples of Tian people, the people he was with in the temples of Tian. Yeshua wants to talk to the people who were with him when he walked on earth. This is tough for me because it's a crowd that has tried to hang me on a cross from a tree and literally threatened to kill me. So here I am doing you all a solid. That's love. Well, when he came to me, he said, Sarah, I know you're frustrated. I know that you're frustrated. I'm going to put this down. I'm frustrated because I have so much love in my heart. I know you're capable of feeling the same thing. I know you're capable of inhabiting this biology with your full I am that I am consciousness. I know you're capable of being vulnerable. I know you're capable of setting down the mental swords that want to debate what enlightenment is or isn't. Once you feel all of creation, the dark matter, like a deep, dark, black hole of love in your heart that makes you scream out in ecstasy and cry in humility and wax you out beyond belief, but in the best way possible. Once you feel that, you're not going to want to debate with someone. You're not going to want to pick up a phone and talk to a bot to self-discover yourself while disconnecting from your body. You're just not. You're just going to want to go live your life. Life is not something separate from you, right? Life is right here, right now. Life is right here, right now. But I said, I want to show you that, right? And Tobias said, well, it's easier for you because you can. We talked about this a lot, right? In August, we introduced the GWB core message of believing is seeing. Instead of seeing is believing. That's that local linear mind saying, well, I'll believe it when I see it. If you are really who you say you are, blah, blah, right? They're waiting for some sort of proof, right? And it's like, you can't wait for the proof because then nothing will ever come to fruition. That's how we created planet Earth. We began to feel into the potential. Oh, there's a potential for this planet that could actually, where we could find a solution to the energy wars. I'm going to believe it, and then I start to see it. We use that when we work with our private clients. Tammy did a great job in her interview talking about how abundance has come to her so she can travel, she can do whatever she wants. She knows she's a magnet for abundance, financially and love and beauty and everything you want to attract in, because believing is seeing, right? But you have to believe, to see it. The Atlantean design mind goes, I need proof. I need proof. Tobias says, you may not be able to see it yet, but you can feel it. You can feel it. And then when I get frustrated, he reminds me, I can see it, so I can believe it, right? So we're working with a lot of different things that are folding and moving and changing. Believing is seeing. I believed that Earth could be the right place for love. Therefore, I could create it, and then I was able to see it. The same thing needs to happen with the age of Aquarius, this new energy era. I believe that we, as descended consciousness, as fallen angels on earth, I believe that enough of us are here to usher in the age of Aquarius, to bring the new energy, the Christos consciousness to earth, and to allow life to express itself through us unfiltered, no restrictions, right? No separation between you and life. That was created by the Atlantean headband. We're going to get into that. So you start to believe it, and then you start to see it. But Tobias wanted to add, there's an intermediary step, is you can feel it. The rules of earth are changing now, and you can feel it. Perhaps you're starting to feel this instant karma, right? That is taking place on earth. And karma is not a good or a bad thing. It's a cause and effect thing. There's not the delay of multiple lifetimes between cause and effect. I was really, really good and service oriented in these 3 lifetimes. So my next one, I was able to relax and enjoy, right? That's an example of karma. Or I really screwed some really important people over. And now my next lifetime, I will be repairing that, right? There's that rebalance of karma. It's not happening over lifetimes. Enlightenment's kind of a moot point because you're not trying to get out of a reincarnation cycle. It's loosening up. You can feel that the rules of Earth are changing. You know, I live in a high priestess mode. I guess that would make me super psychic, intuitive, whatever else. And then you add this sentience piece. That will be the last 5 minutes of this video. Saint G's going to talk about the sentience piece. But in the sentience piece, I can see even more. I feel like I went from Empress to High Priestess with this sentience piece that Saint G just kind of dropped in my... I'm not a regular human. And when he said, we need to work on this sentience piece and you need to teach it, the most efficient way for me to do that was for him to just drop it in my body. He went in, rearranged it. I'm not you. I don't live in individual sovereignty like you do. So it's like more of like, we need it now, so let's just do this. And then that way you'll be able to teach it, show it, whatever. That will not happen to you, right? You will have to cultivate it for yourself because we're not doing things for you anymore. Ascended masters are no longer able to do things for you. But you know, for me, this is just an avatar my I am consciousness has projected into this reality. I feel things as you do, but I also don't lose the perspective that it's bigger. But anyhow, so these rules of Earth are changing and I'm expanding. And so I noticed, right? Oh, someone actually, the other day I noticed someone was irritated at me in the people watching the YouTube, not someone I know personally. And they had a thought like, I wish her hair would fall out. She wouldn't be so cute then. I watched their hair literally start falling out. Someone might call that witchcraft. I don't want anyone's hair to fall out. I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. That is not who I am. I don't really care. You know, I don't care enough to wish anyone ill will. It's not like I'm so pious. It's like, I don't have time to wish anyone ill will. I'm too busy working with the people who want to cultivate this for themselves. I don't have time. Right? And I'm not miserable, so I don't wish misery on anybody else. Happy people don't wish for other people's hair to fall out. But Tobias was showing me it's that level of instant karma. It's like whatever you're wishing for somebody else, that's happening. If you're like me, whenever anyone around me has a success, I'm the first to celebrate, right? That blows back on you and then you celebrate. And, you know, this is like a whole different dynamic. Right? Of old spiritual groups where it's like someone reached their enlightenment, everyone wanted to steal it from them, kick them out, threaten them. You know, that happened to me in 2018. I finally had the courage to tell people what I had gone through, and they wrote in their Facebook group, "We're all laughing at you." The whole entire someone who works there wrote, "We're all laughing at you. Every single person in this organization is laughing at you. You're so ridiculous." It hurt me so bad. Now I would laugh, but it's like, wow, what does their retribution look like? So there's so many things that are changing on Earth. This instant rebalance, this instant karmic rebalance, which is not punitive. I cannot stress that enough. It's not punitive. It's just like you need to be really clear with your intentions and how you interact with the world. Know your goodness, right? Know your goodness. We're really going to dive deep into how to create with this new energy in our donor program. As I said, anybody who donates any amount on a recurring basis gets the program. We have 74 people in it. And we'll really talk about how to create with the new energy and how different it is. But for today, we'll just talk about some of the rules. The other thing is how important it is to be in life, to live your life, to get out of the hermit level, book the trip, get in the car, go on the road trip. Miss Nancy, you're doing it. And Ellie did such a good job in the interview videos of talking about how she thought she had to disengage from life to reach enlightenment and why enlightenment was even a thing for her. And then realizing, oh wait, all the work's in life. All the work is in life. So there's a feeling and you have it. And Tobias says, this feeling of feeling new, the energy of Kainos, will help you with moving from to believing is seeing, and then allow you to see it. I mean, during the day, I live in the simultaneous reality. I'm out on the outer edges of creation watching the passageways explode with these violent colors and like violently beautiful explosions of color. The passageways are opening up. Yeshua's on his sailboats just sailing through it. Like, look what we're doing. We're expanding all of creation. The passageways that started opening up in 2023 were like this big around, and now they're like this, right? And what is that doing? Once we anchor love on earth, which is what we'll be doing in our May event and live event in France, we still have spaces available. Come anchor this love on earth, right? New energy love, not love and light and ignore the dark. New energy love includes all the darkness. Ask anybody who's fucked with me, right? I really don't like to do it, but I will to keep this intact, right? I will if I have to. There are certain things that are non-negotiable, right? But we're going to anchor that in May in France. But that love is going to pour out through these passageways that you're opening right here, right now, by feeling the new energy, by seeing it unfold in your life because you believe it. We'll do both, right? Believing is seeing. But then you're going to start having tangible evidence in your life, like those in Keiko's video who have tangible evidence that new energy exists. So then you're going to not just believing is seeing, it'll start to be seeing is believing too. You got to go in both directions. Believing is seeing is believing. Goes vertical, right? Because you'll have tangible evidence in your day-to-day life. So as you start to, you kind of start like this. I know it's coming. I know I can feel it. And then, I see, I'm starting to see what's happening in creation. I'm starting to feel it in my heart. I'm starting to feel it. Now there's more evidence. Oh my God. Here's the money for me to go on this trip. And so I can live my life and expand this new energy love. And my relationships are getting better. And the ones that were not about love are just falling away. And then, so you go from like, I can't see anything. Are you making it up, Lauren? To like, maybe they're not making it up. I can start to feel it. And then the blindfold comes off, the veil is lifted, and you start to see, everything I believed is right here. Everything I believed is right here. Let's see what my notes say, because I'm starting to like get really out in the cosmos. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. These passageways are so wide open. Once we ground new energy and love on earth, Yeshua was like, I didn't die on the cross for nothing. I didn't die on the cross for nothing. You're finally getting it. Once it anchors on earth and these passageways are open, so it can flow out to the rest of the cosmos. All right, Tobias, what do we got here? He said, highlight all the volunteers and support. We have so many people working behind the scenes. I love that Keiko did the video so you can actually see it. In Romania, we have Alice and Eminem running the event. In Germany, we have Ursula and Nicole running the event. Christiana did the last one. She did a great job, right? In May, you're going to meet Keiko and you're going to meet Roberta. Yeah, these people are amazing. It's not just me. I'm not the ringleader. You know what? We're all looking at the same baby, and that is new energy. That's the leader, new energy, right? I'm an intermediary between it until you can see it and believe it and feel it for yourself. Once that happens, you don't need me anymore. We're not creating dependency over here. And the other thing Tobias wanted to highlight is how amazing it is when the materials and the way people interact behind the scenes match. He really wanted to point it out. We did not have that in Atlantis, and we did not have that at the time of Yeshua, right? So you can have these amazing materials come out of a channel or, you know, somewhere else. And then behind the scenes, it doesn't look like love. That is not the case here. Go watch Keiko's beautiful video so you can see how much love, vulnerability, respect, sovereignty, non-competition that exists behind the scenes. I just love that you made it, and Tobias loves that you made it, and it really exudes what we do here. This is a great place to just be yourself, to be comfortable in your own skin and around people who are also comfortable in their own skin, who aren't trying to correct or compete or steer you a certain direction. It's an expression of sovereignty and individuality, and it's so beautiful. What else did you want to highlight? He said, how you got here, how you got to Earth is so key to this believing is seeing, feeling it, and then seeing is believing. How you got here. So we talked a lot about how Earth was created, right? We also need to talk about the fall. This is a changing era. Every time there's a changing era, there's a certain threshold to cross. At the end of Atlantis, the threshold to cross was sovereignty, to not drown or die in the apocalypse in Atlantis. At the fall of Atlantis, all you had to do was admit that sovereignty existed. It was really, really hard because there wasn't even a language to speak about alone sovereignty or individuality. Everything was happening in a group consciousness. So people would literally like go into a chamber by themselves and just die because they couldn't understand sovereignty or individuality. In Yeshua's time, it was about admitting that the Christ consciousness was real. People who denied Jesus, they were very scared of him. He appeared crazy. St. G tells me a lot of people are having a tough time feeling crazy. What do you think Yeshua looked like to everybody? If you haven't seen The Chosen, I highly recommend it. In the Upper Room, Part 2, right? The last episode that's available on the Chosen app, Yeshua meets his first disciple and tells him this crazy story. Go look at it. I mean, you're crazy until you're not. Someone called me, crazy the other day and told me I needed to go to therapy. And I was like, yeah, I'm totally crazy in love with everything. You, the universe, the cosmos, Tobias, Yeshua, myself, my dogs, my horse, life, even if I'm getting crap cut out of my body, I'm so fucking in love with life. I'm totally mad. Throw me in that mental institution. Until you're not. That's what St. G says, right? Until you're not, or like a fox. I was called crazy no one's ever called me ugly. Just crazy. But someone called me crazy when I was in high school, and my friend said, like a fox. Lord's crazy like a fox. You just don't know me well enough. How's your hair doing? Is it falling out yet? Anyhow, so what else did he want to talk about? And Tobias said, people who are really doing this new energy work, they're collaborating, not competing. People at the top are collaborating, not competing. And he doesn't mean at the top like in a hierarchy, but he's like people who are on the forefront of this new light, of this new energy, of bringing the age of Aquarius in. It's all about collaborating and not about competing. There's no one to compete with because there's nobody else really but you. You're just fighting ghosts in your mind. So nervous system notes and flipping discernment. So Tobias wanted to talk about how when this headband was put on, and he feels so bad. He feels so bad about how things went in Atlantis with the standardization of the human form. He feels so bad about how crazy it went. This headband that created the Atlantean design mind, the one you guys still use to debate and argue and fight with life and feel like you're stuck in a local linear time-space construct, right? That was where these not so nice alien beings came in and began to manipulate Earth and try to take it over, to turn it into like a place to turn humans into slaves and extract energy for nefarious purposes, right? Energy war, hangover. And he feels really bad that the Atlantean headband was what they used. The intent of the headband was to create an experience, just like the metaverse, where people had an experience in an alternate reality and then they could pop out and go back home when they were done with this false reality. The thing is, people got stuck, and that was not the intent of the people of the temples of Tian. He says, forgive yourself for it. But one of the, I am forgiveness. He says, one of the things that people that you specifically watching this don't understand is that the nervous system responding to external stimulus is a hangover from this Atlantean headband. It was never, the nervous system was never meant to respond to external stimulus. It was when this time-space construct, this local linear construct was created by the Atlantean design mind, you were only meant to have that experience in that reality, but you were meant to be able to step back out of it in the actual experience, right? So now he's asking you to step back out of that Atlantean design headband hangover where the nervous system responds to external stimulus. You do this through practice, through disciplined curiosity, through studying what's going on in your biology, through allowing the mind to open the box, as Katumi said. We did a lot of this on the first New Light Wave influx, if you were one of the 100 people that went through it with us, right? So this new energy, if you're in the light body experience, what's happening is the nervous system, instead of responding to external stimulus, the nervous system creates reality. Your nervous system is literally creating reality. So he's saying, give some direct examples, right? So if you're nervous and constricted and anxious, right, you're going to create things in your reality that support being anxious and nervous and schizzed, right? So you'll have that direct data. When you're relaxed and open and you're stretching the capacity of your nervous system to be able to handle the light, right? Morya gave a lot of tips on that. St. G's Singular Communications Network. We're going to be hammering that home in the next 6 months, right? Is a way to expand the capacity for this light. When you expand your nervous system to be able to handle the light, you're creating a reality that's relaxed, abundant. You feel good in your own skin. I mean, fuck enlightenment, fuck the light, fuck all these spiritual trophies. The greatest gift all of this has given me is I feel 100% comfortable in my skin all the time. Right? So the nervous system that responds to the perception of external stimulus is a hangover from the headband. Flip the script. Believing is seeing. Instead of seeing, the nervous system says seeing is believing. The nervous system needs some kind of external stimulus to believe. Flip the script. Believing is seeing. This new nervous system, this is like what Katumi was trying to say, but these are in Tobias's words. This new nervous system creates reality, creates the new energy era. It's not responding to an external stimulus. It is the external stimulus. And what you're seeing outside of you is actually inside of you. It's a complete flip-flop. We talked about this with the Sufi poets, and Morya saying, who's to know, right, that having your life flipped upside down, right, who's to say that the downside's not better than the upside? The hardest part will be your mind. Everything will flip, right? The external is now internal, and the internal is now external. Seeing is believing turns into believing is seeing. What is going to be your steady point, your drishti point in all of this? Your Gnost, your knowingness. I am that I am. I know that I know. When you feel dizzy, right? Like when a ballerina feels dizzy, she looks at a point, right, on the wall, a single point, and is able to keep doing her spins. In yogic world, in Sanskrit, it's called a dristi point. I am that I am. I know that I know. So as you move from a nervous system that responds to external stimulus to a nervous system that creates reality, this is going to go nuts because you're moving from local linear Atlantean design mind, taking that headband off. Oh my God, I've been stuck in this video game reality that is local linear world, right? With individual personality. Identity is a construct of the Atlantean headband. Individual identity is a construct of the Atlantean design mind. That's what we're focused on in New Light Wave 2.0. New Light Wave Influx 2.0 is focused on moving beyond this Atlantean design mind construct of identity. That's going to make you feel a little crazy. That's going to make you lose your shit. But you'll be like me, crazy like a fox. No one's ever called me ugly, just crazy. So he just wants you to know that's what's happening, right? And the parts and pieces of you, the samskaras, the energetic imprints that are still, because all reality is happening simultaneously. Those parts and pieces of you that were there at the last 3-4 lifetimes before Atlantis fell, who are working on the standardization of the biological body, you had a pure intent. He's like, please don't forget, you had a pure intent. It didn't mean to go that badly, right? Those lifetimes you're going to be processing all of this. So you need to be kind and gentle with yourself. Go into those imprints. A lot of people will come to me and say, I am feeling this in linear year 2025. And it's very clear to me that they are not feeling it in linear 2025. The lifetime who was responsible for distribution of the headbands is feeling it because now they see what happened as a result of their actions. There's no punishment. You didn't do anything wrong. No one can ever do anything wrong, right? Everything just has to rebalance for you to create your new reality. When you create your new reality in this new energy era, you are supporting the descension of this new energy onto planet Earth. New energy is energy and consciousness coming together. Your I am consciousness, the plasma of it, collects with the electromagnetic grids of this biological body. The body is energy, the energy piece. Consciousness is the consciousness piece. The plasma enters this is Morya, the plasma enters the electromagnetic grids of your biology, and that creates a new energy being. So that's one thing that'll flip. The other thing that'll flip is discernment, right? So discernment used to be, who are you letting into your life? Are these materials for me? Do they resonate with me? Is this person in my highest good? It's the way the Atlantean design mind used discernment is who you're allowing in or pushing out of your life, what you're allowing in or pushing out of your life. The new discernment is you're discerning, what do you want to express out? It's not about what you want to bring in. It's making a discerning choice on what you want to radiate out. Do you want to exude love, life, passion, pranic flow in the body, health, right? Ooh, anything you want. Your wish is your command. Anything you want. Anything you want. So there's a lot of this flipping that's going on. A lot of this flipping. So really play with these things. Really, 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 really play with these things. How deep do I get into this? I'm feeling like I should stop because I just dumped so much on you. Oh. I'm asking Tobias and Yeshua. There's so many things I could add, but they're like, this is going to hit. This is going to hit. they're saying, give a recap. Things are expanding, changing in unfathomable, ineffable ways in every single area of creation, because you are here embodied on earth. In the changing of the era from the Piscean age to the age of Aquarius, you came here specifically to put one foot in and the other foot in, to bridge it as service, out of love, out of curiosity and passion, and out of clearing up some of the stuff you did in the other lifetimes. Not because you want to punish yourself, but because you like a good rebalance, just like the rest of us. Things are moving, shifting, and changing. Sentience is not something I have mastered. I will teach it or whatever, but cosmic love is. Cosmic love is something I know inside and out. It can't be taught. It already exists inside of you, so all you have to do is remove the barriers to it. The stories you tell yourself. Not standing up for yourself. You really got to have the boundaries. I know it's so counterintuitive to the doormat kind of love that most of us had. Enlightenment is there's no longer a reincarnation cycle really to get out of. So enlightenment becomes something new. And it's all about new life, nueva vida, right? New you in a new reality. This really takes place by moving beyond the identity. And the nervous system is so tied to the identity. The nervous system was wired to react when something didn't support the identity, and to relax when it did support the identity. If someone's in a victim mentality, when bad things happen to them, they're actually pretty relaxed. See, I told you so. Everything bad always happens to me. Something good happens to a victim identity, they're like, oh, I can't handle it. They win the lottery and they lose it all. People start stealing from them, right? So identity and nervous system are so intertwined. Right? Tobias says, if you don't get anything else from this video, feel into how the nervous system in the new energy era in the light body is no longer responding to an external stimulus, but is instead creating reality. If you have doubt or despair or whatever, go into feeling it. Right? If you can't see it yet and you need some kind of proof, the proof is in the feeling. When you move beyond identity and you start to go through this total flip of what the nervous system was actually made to do prior to the headband locking in, it was meant to be fun. It was meant to be a game. It was meant to have an experience. Put the headband on, go into the local linear reality where you think you're an individual. Then we were supposed to be able to take the headband off and come back out of it. Clearly that's not what happened. You're still in the video game, most of you, and to some degree, thinking things can happen to you, thinking that you're an individual in a local linear lifetime and you have no control over anything, and your entire job is just to respond to all the stimulus coming your way. These are huge flips. St. G says this is going to make your mind feel like you're losing it. Take a deep breath. Sushumna breath. Be still and know. I am that I am. I know that I know. I feel like that is plenty, because I can start to feel when people get fried. We're going to stop there. St. G's last notes, right? At the end of the donor video, he has two things. At the end of the donor video, he talked about how some of these not so nice alien beings who do not want the passageways in all of creation to open up and do not want this new energy love to come through. Damn, Morya, just put it on pause. Morya's after that. And then Yeshua, all right, who don't want it all to come through are actually unintegrated cosmic parts and pieces of you. And he says, if you will integrate these realm walking pieces that got stuck on the outside, when Atlantis collapsed, it created the near earth realms and they couldn't get back in, right? And then this part of you was trapped in the reincarnation cycle and the realm walker pieces were stuck on the other side. Heaven's Cross opened that veil. Some of those parts and pieces that are cosmic parts and pieces, they're not human, they're alien. They need to come home as you embody your consciousness fully on earth. That'll clear up a lot of the work that Ashtar is doing, holding these beings off. They're actually you, is what Saint G is saying. And I'm like, you're telling them not to lose their mind, Saint G, and then you give them something that might make them lose their mind. He's saying the people who watch here are sophisticated. You can fucking handle it. Integrate those nasty cosmic parts and pieces, the ones in the Pleiades, the ones over here, ones over there, pull them home. And it's going to clean up a lot of this stuff. I've seen them in, this is me, Lauren, I've seen them in one-on-one sessions that people's eyes will shift, go dark, and then I'm looking at like an ET type character who wants to like take my head off. It's like, just integrate that shit. Second Saint G thing, then Morya, then Yeshua. Second Saint G thing is our last two master's program people finished that program, but one of them was telling me a sentience experience. I'm not going to share it because no, it's too sacred. But what I realized when she was showing me is it was all the light body codes happening at once, right? There was a moment, she's in her body, key tenet of this sentience, she's in her body. She has this experience. There was knowingness, immediacy, efficiency, access, and then capacity to be able to handle it all. But as she was describing it, I realized all those light body codes happened simultaneously at once, and that gave me a little kernel of a definition for sentience. I'm going to record another video to tack onto our Kelowna files. If you've already paid for them or you went, I will send you that video. But I want to really put it into some kind of form. So that's on my list. Donor video 2 with Morya is coming out January 10th. They're all talking to me at once. What did you want to say? So those are the two Saint G things. Integrate those cosmic parts and pieces. Sentience is all those light body codes that he talked about in the Singular Communications Network happening at once, simultaneously. Morya and Yeshua really want to talk about the kingdom, Shambhala, this new earth reality that you're going to start finding yourself on. Tobias is more interested in keeping those, not more interested, but his job, his focus, his sense of focus, his awareness is because it's related to, he was part of the decision to close all the passageways and all of creation to try to protect those he could in the temples of Tien. He did everything to protect you guys at the end in the temples of Tien. I was not a temples of Tien person. You guys cut my voice box out when I went in and tried to speak up. You guys took my voice box right on out. We used some really rough stuff. You think CC on Facebook is a rough group? Yeah, you guys in the temples of Tien would just take someone's voice box out with black magic. But he had to make the decision to close the passageways at the fall of Atlantis. And now his focus is opening them back up. So once we anchor new energy, love on earth, it can have the passageway to go back out and expand the edges of creation to create a healthy creation and allow other beings in creation to experience infinite energy so they stop fighting each other like the Star Wars movies. Morya, his focus is Shambhala, the kingdom, right? That's what Yeshua came to earth to shout the kingdom from the rooftops, right? And it is such a subtly complex topic that I'm not going to get into it today, but Morya says, do not worry. We are going to talk so much about the splitting of New Earth and Old Earth and how they're coming apart. Right now, a lot of people, like, you know, the Bashars, the Dolores Cannon type of people, whatever, they're all kind of using the same language. And Morya says it's pretty accurate. It's like there's two parallel tracks, right? There's classic Earth reality. It's starting to turn into instant karma reality, right? Going this way. And there's a lot of new Earths being created, like a ton, not just one. Ours is Shambhala the Kingdom. We're going to talk more about that. But they're running parallel, right? The train tracks. Like you can see who's in classic Earth reality, and people in classic Earth reality can see you. But eventually they're going to start branching off. What he's showing me is like a 10-year process. The divide will start to be more and more and more, right? That's the St. G's like, get on the ship, get on the yacht, right? Because eventually you won't, most people are going back and forth. I'm going back and forth. I want data. I want to see how it works. I'm the type of person that wants to dissect life, take it apart and put it back together. I'm never satisfied with surface level anything. So I'm going back and forth like, and then watch people's hair fall out when they wish mine would fall out. It's like, what? There's so much happening on Earth. Why would you spend time sending your dirty shit my way? It just makes my bank account blossom. Every time someone lies to me, every time someone throws a dart at me, my bank account just grows and grows and grows. That's this instant karma thing. It's not just me. I'm not special. This has happened to all of you too. You just, because energy's neutral. So anytime someone's throwing energy at you, whether it's good or bad, they're just throwing energy at you. And you're a new energy being, so you just transmute it into new energy. Oh, the fountain keeps going, the fountain keeps going, the fountain keeps going. But we're really going to dive deep into that Shambhala thing. And there are some people, like Blavatsky wrote a book about visiting Shambhala. The Roerich family, he had a lot of paintings. I have a lot of paintings. I painted Shambhala a lot. I spend a lot of time there. That's where I came from before incarnating into this life. So, I don't know. Morya's saying we need to put a compilation together of some of these paintings. And I don't know. Can you guys feel it? The mountains in Shambhala? You feel it? It used to be an overlay over Earth, but it's starting to break away, and we're going to do some really cool stuff with that. But for now, we're going to focus on love. We're going to focus on this new light wave influx 2.0, moving beyond the identity. Going back to the materials we did in the nervous system section of the new light wave influx, the first one that started in February and ended in August. This one started October. You think it's intense now. In March, take care of your nervous system. The best way to take care of your nervous system is to be honest with yourself. Where am I at? What am I doing? I know that I know. I see that I see. I mean, you could take supplements. You can change your diet. You can, right? But the more honest you are with yourself about who you are, owning who you are, owning your goodness. Well, some of you have easy time looking at all the nasty parts of yourself, but you don't celebrate the good, the lovely. And there's no such thing as good and bad. All parts and pieces must come home. The cosmic ones, the ones that created the headband that we all got stuck in for how many thousand years? Haha, joke's on us. Anyhow, like, you just have to let it go. Don't hold on to resentment. Don't look back in anger. Right? Don't look back in anger. Don't hold on to resentment. You're not bringing that with you. All the gold's right here. If a pile of poo falls in front of your face, you turn that poo into gold. You're an alchemist. Don't be afraid of using your magic. Never be afraid of using your magic. You may have abused it in the past, but who you are now will not. If you're here watching this and you made it through this whole video to minute 54:41, you have a pure heart. Use your magic. It's time. Yeshua's going to come in. We're going to talk about the pomegranate again. Not today, though. I'm fried. I think you're fried. Take care of yourself. Happy holidays. I can't wait to see you guys in person. God, it's like 5 months away. We'll be in person. Romania, Germany, France. We have spaces on all of them. Come hang out with us. Watch Keiko's videos so you can see the type of people you hang out with. We don't play games. The materials match the type of people who show up. There's no hierarchy. We laugh a lot. You can be yourself. You don't have to posture, right? We have fun. And once someone comes to an event once, they come all the time. Because of the people. It's not because of me. It's not because of me. It's because of the people. To be around people who are so full of love, but not in the fake kind of way. Like love in the way where you embrace your darkness, your edge, and you're able to be edgy and dark, but also like laughing and having a good time, and the Jesus jokes, and you know, just, and it doesn't matter where somebody's at. Nobody's addicted to position, trying to figure out where they're at in their enlightenment journey, or what about this, or what about that. Where no one's trying to achieve any goal other than being life, being love, having fun, right? Yeshua also wants to talk about how people have missed these windows and opportunities, but I'm telling him it's too much for today. He just doesn't want you to miss this window. And you need to have all those pieces, the sovereignty piece that most of you missed in Atlantis. The people who denied that the new energy was real, but by denying that Yeshua was who he said he was, a lot of you guys did that because you were scared. You were afraid of persecution, you know? But it's one of the steps that was missed, right? I am forgiveness. You cannot bring people with you in this, he's saying. Right? A lot of, like, he's showing me, this is too much. He says, no, it's not. He's showing me people, like, you're still in the same families. And he's showing me that, you know, at the fall in Atlantis, these families were all drowning, clinging to each other, like hugging each other. And they were all drowning because they wouldn't let go and find sovereignty, and then they wouldn't have drowned. He's saying a lot of you are still incarnating with these same families, and you still haven't figured out sovereignty. You can't bring these people with you. And I mean, they can choose it for themselves, right? But you cannot do the work for them. And a lot of you are still trying to do that a lot. Enough to bring it up, he says. And then the complete denial of his existence. You know, when he came to usher in the Piscean age, right? To admit that, you know, imperfect human could be God also, was just too tough idea to swallow for many people. So going back into those imprints, those samskaras in your divine blueprint, which is a class that I've taught a lot, you go in and meet those lifetimes, and they're happening simultaneously, so you can change the trajectory of those lifetimes where they let go of the family and choose sovereignty at the fall in Atlantis. And then they go back to the one who denied Yeshua was who he said he was, and that lifetime goes, oh, this is real. Humanity and divinity can coexist, right? Those are key pieces to be able to be in this new life that Yeshua talked about. I am doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? That was dark and in depth. I'm fried. So I hope that I did this justice, now there's a line of people who want to talk. I'm going to cut it off. I need something to eat. And I love you guys, right? So what's coming up? donor video, module number 2, Morya, he's going to show you his secrets, right? For any donor, any amount, recurring. Because Morya believes in you. He sees you and believes you simultaneously, he says. So that's coming January 10th. I'm going to do a year in review, everything that we've done over the year, so that will be coming to you. I want to talk about some of these, like what Tobias pointed out with the nervous system. I want to go deep into the application of it because it's very nuanced to go from a nervous system that reacts to external stimulus and thinks there's other people and, you know, they're bad or good or whatever. Like the Atlantean design video game that never ended. Same thing's happening in technology, guys. Don't get stuck in that one. Take the headband off before you before you walk into Shambhala, the kingdom. I want to get really deep in the nuances on these shifts from dualistic energy to new energy. That would be like me, Lauren, Sarah. I want to get into that. And me personally, the greatest thing you can do for yourself is to establish this mind-body-spirit connection. Once that established, this cosmic love in your heart will become something you swim in all day long, every day. All day long, every day. I promise you, whatever you can do to connect the mind, body, and the I am consciousness spirit. That Katumi showed it to us through that 365 days of light. So a lot of you worked with those Katumi materials for a long time, and it really worked out. But you don't need to buy anything to establish this. Ask yourself, self-inquiry. What do I need to do to connect mind, body, and spirit? How do I need to move my body? How do I need to breathe? What kind of activity would foster that within myself? It's just incredible. We have so much happening. Oh, put your questions, your experiences, and everything in the comments below. Give us a like. Let the algorithm know who we are on YouTube so it can find other people. And I will, in this case, I really would like the questions so I can see what holes I need to fill in. Give me the goods. Ask the questions. Share your experiences so other people know they're not the only one with the mind going crazy. They're not the only one with the nervous system being skitzing out, right? Put it in the comments below. I love you guys. Happy holidays. And a shout out to Keiko and all the beautiful beings who were interviewed for that living energy video we posted a couple days ago. It's just incredible. I love that people can see someone besides me. This is not a one-woman show. There's a whole new energy network that is forming. We are doing a new thing, and it's unlike anything, any of these spiritual groups or anything I've ever done before. It is truly hierarchy-free and full of deep, dark love, like the real gritty stuff. And I hope you come to an event and find out. Fuck around and find out, right?